How do you feel about the term anti-aging?
Oh, like we're going straight in.
Everybody, welcome back to Chat About. This is Amanda Ramsey, our favourite over 40s makeup artist. Welcome.
Thanks, Maddie.
Welcome to Melbourne.
Love being in Melbourne.
You may have seen her face before on our channel a million times.
So many years of you having to listen to me and edit me.
So many years of listening to Amanda's voice. We're basically best friends, but she doesn't know it, only I know it. How do you feel about the term anti-aging?
I make no secret about the fact that I absolutely hate it.
All right, we're on the same team then.
We're totally on the same team. They start talking to women, girls really, young women, about anti-aging as though there is something wrong with it. And there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And why do we have to anti it?
If you're privileged enough to live a long life, you're going to age, so you can't really be anti it. It's just going to happen.
You're aging from the day you're born.
You're right.
It is quite ridiculous.
For sure.
And I think what I hate about it is that it preys on women's insecurities. It's just perpetuating this whole story that there is something wrong with the way we are at every age and stage of our lives, that we should be chasing this sense of youth all the time. And at 53, and having hosted loads of personal beauty consults one-to-one with women, you get the sense of how stressful, how you're always trying to keep up with what's going on, or should I feel like this, should I feel like leave women alone.
Yeah.
Let them just age however they choose to. And I'm not even sure how I feel about aging gracefully, because I quite fancy aging disgracefully. Why do we have to be so pulled together and perfect and well behaved and I don't know. Anyway.
We've definitely been seeing a lot of the terms change. Well aging is something that our beauty editor Sadaf says, well aging. People say age management now. But it's all kind of the same thing. It's maybe just a little bit less aggressive than anti-aging. But how do you feel about those other terms?
I can cope with them a whole lot better.
Yeah.
I would really like to see the word anti-aging eradicated from the vernacular completely.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a magazine, and I won't say the one because I'll probably get it wrong, but they vowed maybe 5 to 10 years ago to never use the word anti-aging.
Oh, really?
Helen Mirren was on the cover, and that's 5-10 years ago. And so why are we still using it? And I'll tell you why. I've raised this many times with lots of different brands. There's one brand I've worked with who actually did agree to delete it from all their packaging and everything.
Work. Well done.
Well, that was probably when we first started working together.
Yeah.
The pressure for them, they said, was that from an SEO perspective, they kind of need to have it there because that's what women are searching for.
Totally.
So we, as in not just the beauty industry, but women out there in the universe, actually need to stop searching for it.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
And that will be the wave of change, I think.
Us at Adore Beauty, we are trying to use it less, but like you said, I feel like we're not quite there yet because of the whole SEO thing. I was so interested when you brought that up because I was literally going to say the same thing. As well as in certain brands come to us with their own requirements of what terminology needs to be used according to them, because we sell so many different brands. But I guess the solution is if we can just sort of slowly change the way that we talk about these things.
I think if we just start talking about it in a more positive, not using it as frequently, except that change takes time. I like pro-age. I think that we should all be pro-age because there's so much wisdom, there's so much cool stuff.
Yes.
And we don't talk enough about the cool stuff about aging. It's always this kind of fear of aging, which is why I don't like anti.
Yeah.
I think age management seems to be very much the sort of skincare, esthetician lingo. Quite like healthy aging, aging well.
Yeah.
Because we are all living longer. It's all about longevity now. Right? And I think there's nothing wrong with wanting to look amazing at every age. There's absolutely nothing wrong with women wanting to age the way that they choose to age. It doesn't matter what you, myself, anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
Age the way you want to.
Age the way you want to. Put that on a t-shirt.
It ultimately, for me, comes down to a level of confidence. So what I find out there in the world doing my job is that not confidence takes a real knock from about, I guess, 45 onwards.
And I think that's because of the way society and marketing and everything treats like more mature women.
Of course, it's got to do with what we consume, but I also wonder if it coincides with the shift in hormones.
True. Yeah.
And so there is that real plummet in estrogen. There's a plummet in progesterone, which is kind of helps you keep calm and chill. So then maybe there's this sort of stereotype around like angry older women because, that's just a hormonal change. So I wonder if the confidence knock definitely comes around the same age as we start to lose the hormones, but lots happens in your life. Like I think I was just talking to the girls about, in your 20s, you kind of seem to be on this sort of treadmill to kind of find your partner or, there's this weird thing about being attractive to other people. But then you hit your 30s and it's, you're having some people, not everyone, I respect that, might be in baby land or big time career land, and the focus is very much on other things, so whether it's babies or career. And then I think you kind of get to a point where you've done all that, it's been about other people, and then you suddenly go, it's my turn. Okay, that's about me now. Whether like for myself, so going through a marriage breakdown, separation, kids are getting older, they're more independent. Where do I fit in? And I do think that that's where the beauty industry kind of they've kind of figured that out and gone, there's an opportunity here to kind of prey on those insecurities that women are starting to feel at that age.
A little bit diabolical, but money makes the world go round.
Well, it is, but it is true, and that's not a new thing. Like it's always been something that has been there. We know ladies don't want lines, so let's talk about anti-wrinkle everything.
Yeah.
But we're okay with a few wrinkles.
I do think that we should be like reframing the way we see how our face ages and changes and the rest of our body. We often don't talk about the rest of our body as well.
Well, this is it. I just saw a picture of myself. So my boyfriend took a picture of me learning to paddleboard.
Yeah.
And so, you don't see the back of yourself very often.
Sounds like fun.
And it's all like modelled and coddled and bubbly and, there's a lot of shadowing where there's because we don't see, like in mainstream media or even non-mainstream media, we don't so much see real bodies aging.
No, yeah.
And let me tell you, like your knees, you suddenly look down, you might be down in some sort of yoga pose and it's like you've got all these Shar-Pei puppy crinkles around your knees, and that is the reality of aging, and it's okay. But I'm not going to sit here and say that we have to all be okay with all the things all the time.
True.
Like I as much as I fully embrace it's a privilege to age.
Yes.
I really do. That is always my message. They still will go, oh gosh, yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. Like
we all get self-conscious. It happens to all of us.
Yeah. And you just go, I really am getting older. I don't feel any different. But my body's saying otherwise.
Well, how else could you, I know you've just talked like about menopause a whole lot in the podcast. Don't know if that episode is coming out before or after this video, but if it's out, I'll put a link in the description. But could you talk about how like menopause has changed your skin and like how you use beauty and things like that?
Yeah. Well,
it could probably be its own whole video, but
it's a beast, because menopause is no one's journey is the same, and so it is a tricky one. There'll certainly be people when I talk about my own experience, it's like, well, I sailed through, I didn't get any symptoms, or you'll have people who've practically been medicated with antidepressants because it's really affected them, or the flooding and the bleeding has been so debilitating. Like there's so many different ways that women go through perimenopause. And then the postmenopause, when I thought I was 52 years old when I learned menopause is one day.
Oh, I recently saw they talked about this on the podcast. Yes.
Okay, so this is another thing that it's one day. So you're in peri for anywhere from 4 to 10 years, right?
Yeah.
And then the one day, and that day is marked by you haven't had your period for 12 months.
Right, okay.
So then you've hit menopause. Then after that day, you're postmenopause.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I can't wait. That's going to be so cool. I'll be postmenopause and all this stuff will go away. I'm free. Oh, no.
Oh.
It
Right.
doesn't stop. Nobody like I only learned that in the last couple of years that
It's
you
hard
know,
out here for
carries
women.
on.
Gosh damn.
But I think from a beauty perspective, I do have a slightly different take on it because I lost my mum young. She was only 64, so she didn't get to fully. Sure, she had aged to 64, but she didn't get to be an older lady, really. And so I think it's such a privilege to age, which is why I do embrace it a whole lot more. And I was excited to hit menopause. I couldn't wait to not have a period anymore.
But then you have all the other things that come with it.
Yeah, but it's not all bad. Like mine certainly wasn't all bad. And I think this is something that would be good to talk about more is the zesty part of being postmenopausal, right?
Yeah.
It's not...
You've got your new boyfriend.
New boyfriend.
Living it up.
Yeah. But also just the, you know, with those shifts in hormones, you also have this giving a whole lot less, you know, what's about all the things. So that is freeing. If we take it back to beauty, I think the industry does focus a lot on the symptoms that are somewhat problematic and difficult, but we're missing this middle piece, which is about actually the really cool stuff that happens. And I feel like my generation, so Gen X, we're actually out there doing a pretty good job of helping the next generation not be so in the dark. So at least now we are out there talking about it. I just would like that, you know, we talk about some of the fun stuff too.
Is there any other little fun things you want to add in? We won't list the whole. We won't list the whole list because there's too many to mention. But
I think just really, you know, if you can get through that knocking confidence and embrace that this is a whole new chapter and think of it more as like a metamorphosis, and you are really coming back to your truest self. That's how I feel.
that's beautiful poetry. I love it.
But I've never felt more myself and more grounded and happier
That's
probably
so nice.
since I was like 5 years old.
Good for you, Amanda.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. Love to hear it.
But it's a real, like, and it's certainly been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But, you know, life just is full of ups and downs. But yeah, out the other side, there's a lot of blessings. And I do also think that, you know, caring a lot less about what other people think is very freeing. And how
How
cool
did you
is
stop caring? At what point did you stop caring?
I don't
Did you
really
just
know.
switch at some point?
I think you go through this perimenopausal rage that just overcomes you, and you have no control over it, and you find yourself just like raging at, usually in the car, something. Maybe there's something that through that process you just purge a whole bunch of stuff, and then you just go, I don't care. I have no idea, I'm making it up, but something happens in this transition.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a bit like, oh, I've just been through hell.
Yeah.
You know, and I've come out the other side, and I'm going to not sweat the small stuff anymore.
I loved what you said about the knees, like that.
No.
Bad, yeah.
That you never think it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
And the slackness of your skin, I kind of feel like it did happen very quickly.
Okay.
I actually do. It's like that estrogen's gone, and then you start to notice so much more of that elasticity is gone.
Well, that's a big key word in all the skincare and even the makeup is the elasticity and the collagen building. And there's certain things that you recommend for that kind of thing?
Well, I mean, I think the best thing for all that stuff is actually the microneedling.
Oh, yep. Get a
Yeah.
little treatment.
Yeah, I think that's probably the the best.
There's only so much the topical products can do. We have to temper our expectations sometimes.
But I think that's a really important point, because I think when you do suddenly start to notice these quite significant changes, like I think I talk about like the neck, all of a sudden it's like, oh gosh, I really neglected my neck and deck for so many years. Now I'm just like slathering everything. There's an amazing Alpha H have an amazing retinol.
Yes.
Oh,
you talked
body.
about that in one of our videos that I edited.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And I really like Jojoba Co. have a neck and deck serum as well.
Like our neck sees so much sun as well, especially in summertime. We're wearing little singlets and things.
Yeah.
And we don't, because sunscreen is the one thing, but then it's also the aftercare.
Sure. And I think the thing with the topical thing is I wish that I'd gotten on board 10 years ago with neck and deck.
Yeah.
I guess it's like anything, you know, in your 20s, no one can tell you anything. You know everything, right? And then now I'm hitting all the elasticity, loosey-goosey business. And it's like, oh, I really should have listened a little bit more about the neck and deck and, your knees and like body care, basically. And I think that it's almost like you've got to go slow. You want to fix it fast. And that's where I think women kind of fluff up with skincare particularly, is you want results quickly. And I don't ever think that's a wise way to enter into looking after yourself. Slow and steady. And I guess that's why I do like the microneedling concept, because you do need to do it over over a while.
Yeah.
And topical supports what you're doing.
Yes.
Like, topical is also a big part of self-care and nurturing yourself and looking after yourself. Think about skincare at this age and stage, I think, as feeding yourself nutrition.
Does it feel
Caring.
like a fun ritual for you, or is it like a chore?
No, it's a fun ritual.
Oh, that's nice.
So much.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we have to try and train ourselves to get into. Think about this as 5 minutes for you.
Yeah.
Not anybody else, because you've done a whole lot of that caring for everyone else. It's really 5 minutes for you to look after yourself. So, you've got to have some sort of hyaluronic acid plumping serum, because we're also dehydrated. That's not just an over 50s thing.
Everyone's dehydrated.
That's everybody. So I do like a hyaluronic acid serum. As a makeup artist, I love a hyaluronic acid serum because you get an immediate result.
Yeah.
And it's not invasive, It's not going to fluff up your skin. From an elasticity point of view, I'm yet to be super convinced by any one particular thing. I know, obviously lots of retinaldehydes. My skin doesn't love a lot of those ingredients. It gets a bit angry and upset, but I believe that's the way to go.
Yeah, that would be what we'd have to recommend the most, probably.
Yeah. I think, it's got the most research behind it too.
There's lots of new things. There's like bakuchiol, which is like a retinol alternative.
Right. But what I like about bakuchiol though is that it is a plant-based alternative to retinol. And a lot of women going through perimenopause, skin can goes through a bit of a reactive phase.
Yeah.
And what I like about bakuchiol is that it is certainly like a baby step into a vitamin A. So I actually think it is if you're a little bit scaredy pants of retinol, or all the other derivatives
the AHAs and all of the harsh exfoliants.
Yeah, that it's a really nice, gentle way. It suits most skin types. It's a great step into doing something that's got a bit more serious bang for your buck. But slow change. Yeah. I also really like vitamin B3, the niacinamide.
B3 does a bit of everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
She's a brilliant all-rounder. And if you're also like me and can't really struggle with ascorbic acid or a lot of vitamin C, vitamin B3, niacinamide I would always start there, to be honest.
Right.
I tell my ladies anyway, particularly if they've got a little bit of redness and rosacea or just unhappy skin, niacinamide, B3, great ingredient.
There's also some good ones by ASAP.
Yes.
They have a good vitamin B in a little silver bottle. Got heaps on the top.
And what I like about the ASAP one it's an airless
Yeah.
pump.
Get it all out.
And I've talked recently with several peers about this. Oh, you look good for your age.
Oh, but that
Yeah.
feels like a backwards. It's
Well,
like compliment.
see, the jury's out. Lots of people find it really offensive.
Okay.
And why can't you just say,
You look
great.
good. You look good.
I know unpopular opinion here, but it doesn't upset me in the
Okay.
same way. But I do understand the other side of the argument, which is let's just say you look great.
Yeah.
It's okay to want to look your absolute best
Yeah.
at every and any age,
We all wanna be
whatever
hot.
that looks like for you. Yeah, we all want to be hot. Oh, that's what I was going to say about the lumps and bumps.
Yeah.
There would be a stage in my life where I'd have been mortified that a man took that photo of me. I would have been like, delete,
Right.
delete, delete. Like, that is like, ugh.
Mm.
He loves it.
Oh.
And
Good, he should.
But then I'm like, yeah, me too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is the positivity of aging
Yeah.
with positivity and thinking about aging well with happiness and joy is about learning to just embrace the body
Yeah.
and the skin that you're in.
I love that. And that's where we're going to leave it because we've chatted on for way too long. Maybe next time we'll have to be from Queensland so you don't have to come all the way down to Melbourne.
Oh, but I love coming down
You do?
to Melbourne. Yes.
Oh, good. That's good to hear. I do love it here.
I
Hay
love a
fever and
city
all.
fix. I love a city fix.
Mm.
I think it keeps you young.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's
Keeps
fun.
you
It's
young
vibrant.
and still pro-aged at the same time.
Totally. Totally.